Alrighty, so this is kind of the truth about AI automations. Now, I'm seeing this across the landscape when it comes to businesses, when it comes to just entrepreneurs or solo owners. There's something taking place with automations and AI specifically. Now, given that it is such, right, given that it is such a novel market or infant market, everyone is hearing about AI. And so they're all trying to implement it. Business owners and individuals, maybe yourself, you're trying to implement it. You're trying to use NAN and then all these other tools to make your life easier. And it makes complete sense. The problem is, this is what I am seeing. The problem is, when you try to automate various things, you actually have to know what should be automated, specifically when it comes to businesses or just daily tasks that maybe you're doing um, consistently. You have to know if it's a good idea to automate a task, right? Because most of the time, it actually doesn't work out. Because one, it's actually more noise and it's not moving the needle. Number two, more importantly, you're actually spending a lot more money than you think. Because yes, automations cost, right? It costs a lot for these LLMs and the tokens that you're using to run certain automations. So what I am seeing is, given that it's kind of a buzzword and everyone kind of wants to dive into AI and automate all their tasks and their whole life, what's really taking place is, number one, these automations are not what people make it seem like. Okay, yes, obviously there's some that are really impactful and really move the needle, but a lot of them are just not that beneficial yet. All right. And I'm saying that yet because give it another 12 months maybe, and then things will take place. But right now, it's a lot of like NAN, it's a lot of automations, it's a lot of tools, it's a lot of noise right now. And these automations aren't necessarily moving the needle yet. You're actually paying out of pocket for things that are just kind of put on the back burner, right? But it sounds cool because, yeah, a lot of these tasks are automated, yet they're not really doing much. So you have to be careful and you really have to know and you have to think, should I automate this task, this process? All right, because obviously right now or prior, you were doing it all yourself. Understandable, right? Or you had to hire a team member. But I really want you to understand the costs associated with these automations, okay? And to what degree are you really automating these tasks? Sometimes it's actually easier just to do it yourself again, because you realize they break, they're clunky, maybe team members aren't understanding the full process, and you realize we actually shouldn't have automated this. Rather, we should have just developed a more robust system internally to make it more functional. And so, really, you have to think: is this worth automating? When it comes to emails, yes, you have a deluge of emails and other pingings and all these other notifications taking place. Yes, you can automate some of that by all means. Email, start with there. It's a simple automation. It doesn't actually cost that much. But when you start automating a lot of the internal processes, maybe the client fulfillment side, maybe the onboarding side, they start adding up and you start to realize these automations are nothing more than duct tape and glue and a lot of smoke and mirrors to some degree. Yes, again, there's very beneficial automations you can do for yourself and for your business. But all these videos that you're seeing of automations taking place, they're very helpful, but when they're associated with an entire business, sometimes it just doesn't work out as you would hope it to. So you have to think, number one, how much money am I going to spend? And give it a trial run, right? Again, you are kind of like tuition. You have to understand and you have to learn how these automations work. So it's kind of like tuition. You have to kind of pay to play. And number two, just ultimately think, is this creating more noise or signal, right? And I've said this before, something I really love, and Elon has the highest ratio from signal to noise, is to get tasks done, and everyone talks about this. All the people you look up to and your gurus look up to, it's called flow, where you want to be in a flow state. If you have to do activities, you want to be in a flow state. And it's very hard to be in a flow state when you have a lot of notifications taking place. All right. And those automations are going to be nothing more than a lot of notifications. So you have to be careful. One, again, how much costs are associated with these automations, pay to play a little bit, and then realize, is it beneficial? Is it not? Is it just creating more of a headache and more of frustration with the team internally? All right. So that's one thing I'm seeing across the board right now. So again, if you are, the first step is one, play around with the tools, obviously, right? Get access to the LLMs, pay a little bit to understand them. Number two, try automating some tasks. Start with email. Very simple, doesn't cost too much. More importantly, understand, is this really beneficial to my life, to my business, to my X, Y, and Z? And is it really moving the needle, right? Is it taking off my plate? Is it, is this activity really helping, or is it just causing more, again, smoke and mirrors, but over here instead? Okay, so that's kind of one thing I'm seeing, and one thing just to make sure that you aren't essentially doing. Now, if you are using these LLMs and you're using ChatGPT 5, watch this video right here because I'm going to teach you what 99% of the people do not know. It's a few secrets that I've learned that allow you to fully unlock ChatGPT 5 because most of you are still using it wrong. So watch this video right here.